So now let us say one of the important element when you are writing any Python program. Of course, this is also common for any programming language. So that is variables. So let us see how variables are going to work in Python programming. Okay. For what purpose we are using variables? So in programming, a variable represents a value stored in the computer's memory. Okay. So that is what if you want to store any value in a variable, we are going to create a variable and then we are assigning. So that that value is going to store in a computer memory and that address is going to pointed by this variable actually. So for that purpose, first of all, we are using variables. And now whenever we are creating a variable, what are all the rules we have to follow? Variable name creation. Let us see first of all. So this is the foremost thing we have to understand. Okay. So in that, first thing is variable name must start with a letter. So this is what you can see. This is letter. That means alphabets only. Okay, alphabets. So that may be lowercase or uppercase. Okay, whatever that. But it must start with the alphabets or underscore. So that is what underscore we are going to use. So that too here try to understand must start with, that means first letter. So we can say this is talking about the first letter in the variable actually. Okay, it must be either alphabet or underscore. And then next one is variable name cannot start with a number. This is also very important. So 0 to 9 is there. So there should not be any number in the first letter. Okay, in the first letter 0 to 9 should not be there. And at the same time, variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. So that is what alphabets small a to small z and capital A to capital Z, 0 to 9 and then underscore. Okay, these only we are going to form the variable name actually. Then variable names are case sensitive. So for example, if I write a equal to 5 and then capital A equal to 6. So compiler is not going to give any error that 2 times declaration, and that too if you try to print A, it is going to print 5. If you try to print capital A, if you use small a printing 5 and if you use capital A printing 6 actually. So that is what case sensitive, both of them is differently. It is going to treat them as different actually. So now let us try to observe these things with the hands-on session. Okay. So now let us try to observe here. If I write variable name, variable. Okay. So if I write variable equal to 5, so if you run, it is not going to give any error. You no need to print also. So anyhow, let us try to print so that we can see some output in the console. So variable, then if you try to run this one, it is going to print 5. Then if you see, as he told, first letter is what actually here? It is a small v actually. Okay. Now if you give capital V, what is going to happen? So that means in the print statements also you have to give capital V because it is case sensitive, right? So it is printing 5. Now if you give underscore actually, so I am giving underscore here, underscore. That means here also in the print statement also you must give underscore. Now let us run this one. Even now also it is printing actually. Okay, but let us try to cross check with starting letter with the number. For example, 8 variable I given. Now that means here also if you give 8, what is going to happen? 8. So let us check whether it is going to give an error or not. So here you can see 8 variable invalid syntax, because how variable name must be, it should not start with a number, right? But here we given a number, that is why it is throwing an error. Okay, and of course in between you can have some numbers, okay, and underscore. It should not start with number, right? So let us remove this one. So here variable that name. Now if you try to run this one, it is going to print 5 actually. Is it clear? So that is what, first of all, try to understand these 4 steps. Keep in mind these 4 points actually when you are writing any variable name. Okay.